Brian Gamble was once a member of the Enforcers' feared five-borough lineup. Their evil leader, Mark D'Amato, was his mentor. Together, they punished skaters throughout the WSL. But Gamble has jumped ship. As a rustler and head of the powerful G-Force, Gamble's game has flourished. Yet D'Amato's foreboding presence haunts his every move. D'Amato will no doubt order his Dark Knights to seek and destroy the traitorous Brian Gamble.
Gamble, you are about to get beat!
But Gamble yearns for a chance to dethrone his master.
D'Amato, you better watch your friggin' back.
Elimination is imminent. The Rustlers face the Enforcers for a shot at the Wild West Shootout Championship next on Roller Jam. Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Tonight, the Wild West Shootout continues. Nod your head, yes, because we have a terrific game going. I'm Rory Marcus along with Lee Hawk Rehrman. Tonight, the Texas Rustlers and the New York Enforcers. The Rustlers a year ago were a laughing stock in the league. Now they have a chance to play for a championship in the Wild West Shootout. As far as the Enforcers are concerned, boy, Mark D'Amato's had quite a time here in Las Vegas. He is now, though, the head of the union, referred to as suck by some, and he's had a lot on his mind, but that includes winning games. But with all he's had on his mind, he's really going to have to focus in on this game tonight.
Well, and one key reason that he's going to have to focus in on this game is Brian Gamble. Last year, he was part of that five-borough lineup. I think he's from a bad side of New York, maybe Queens, maybe even Staten Island. But Brian Gamble is one of the new faces for the Rustlers that brings a whole new environment to this state of Texas. And Brian Gamble wants to show Mark D'Amato, hey, I'm a leader too, pal. Let's go.
It's not just Mark D'Amato, though. Tim Washington gives them a big lift. You talk about the Enforcers. Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington have been bringing it every night.
Well, actually, absolutely. And big Tim Washington, last time we saw him, he had these caution stickers around his arms. This guy is a crime scene every place he goes. And wherever he goes, there's always carnage right behind him.
Here we go. Onto the track come the Texas Rustlers. They get out there first, and the crowd takes a look at those cream-colored uniforms of the Rustlers as the women skate onto the track to get ready for period number one. Remember, the women skate first into the first period, then the men will come out, and there she is, Ms. Lindsey Francis. And here come the men close on her heels. This is where the G-Force comes into play. You'll see them in the second period.
Well, they better step up, Rory. You remember last time out against the Sun Dogs, they were beaten by Captain America and friends. Well, Brian Gamble, Lindsey Francis, you better come to play today because the Enforcers are pretty tough.
The New York Enforcers. Here they come. There's Lauren Adams and Courtney Barlow. They favor the black leather look. So do I.
And so do I.
She wishes she didn't have that look. Heather Gunnan on crutches, more of an inspiration than anything else. Karen Magnuson.
Well, they're coming off a victory. These Enforcers eliminated the Riot, Little King Richard, so they're on an uptick. The Rustlers on a downtick.
Here's the man you referred to when you said the word carnage, Mr. Tim Washington. And Mark D'Amato is the other leader of this team. And of course, D'Amato did lose that match race to Sean Atkinson a while back, but you know one thing, he'll be out here and he'll be trying to prove he's still as tough as he ever was.
Well, he comes out separate now. I guess he's part of what he feels is his spoils as the leader of the Skaters United Coalition, Mark D'Amato. He's all by himself, both on the little entry ramp in the World Skating League, and there's not many guys as mean as him either, Rory.
As he circles the track alone, the teams get ready for the game, and Broadway Danny Wolf will try and run down D'Amato.
1, 2, 3, Texas! Yeah!
All right, I'm here with Mark D'Amato of the New York Enforcers. Excuse me, I know you wanted to be referred to as Executive Director of the Skaters United Coalition, Mark D'Amato. People are starting to question your leadership, questioning your authority, thinking maybe you're not doing such a good job. I mean, the death list, people are saying it's ridiculous. Massages, saunas, come on, D'Amato.
Listen, Wolf, I gave my list of demands, and they will be met.
saunas. I mean, you had some ridiculous. I mean, some of the skaters even voted are saying it's ridiculous.
Listen, I am a high-profile athlete, and there are certain things that I need, and I want, and I will get.
Let's also talk quickly about Brian Gamble of the Texas Rustlers. This will be the first time you'll be facing your ex-teammate Brian Gamble.
Listen, remember this. I taught Gamble everything he knows, but I only taught him half of what I know.
Good luck tonight, Mark.
Away goes D'Amato, and there's Gamble.
Guys, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Uh-oh.
Do this. Speaking of half, Tim Washington just took out half the team. Actually, just took out the whole team.
I wonder if picking up the bench is part of the rules of this game.
Roller Rules, brought to you by Dial 1-800-AT&T for collect calls.
Here are the rules of Roller Jam. There are 4 6-minute periods. The women skate periods 1 and 3. The men skate periods 2 and 4. There are 5 skaters per team, 2 jammers and 3 blockers. The blockers wear white helmets. The jammers have the black helmet with the stripe. Points are scored when jammers lap opposing team members. Here's an example of what I was just talking about. The jammer for the green team breaks out from the pack and circles the track. For each member of the red team that he or she passes, 1 point is earned.
Karen Magnuson wears both a jammer helmet and a blocker helmet, Rory. She's the queen and the captain of the Sisters of Suffering and the women. And, of course, Lindsey Francis, the Golden Girl, the Rustler, the Texas Sister. She'll have something to say about this big victory today if the Rustlers are going to get one.
The Wild West shootout. The Texas Rustlers, they better have 6 guns with them tonight because the Enforcers are here, and the Enforcers are tough. Renee Blevins gets out for the Rustlers. Courtney Barlow trying to get out there for the New York Enforcers, and the opening jam of the game is on. The Rustlers also have Amy Becker out there as Blevins and Barlow go down. And now it's Amy Becker out there for the Texas Rustlers against number 14, April Tootle. And April Tootle gets the best of it. Here she comes to the back of the pack. Lindsey Francis missed her completely. Great move by April Tootle. Obviously, the Enforcers are here to skate. They mean business in this game. The opening period, the opening jam of the first period, and 3 New York points.
But April Tootle avoids Laura Heiser. Wasn't real pretty, but she got around her. And then a big air ball a little bit later by Lindsey Francis. April Tootle gets them off to a quick start, Rory.
Boy, she sure did, and it's 3-0 right away. The Enforcers have the lead, and now Courtney Barlow gets out in that black leather outfit for the New York Enforcers, but 2 Rustler jammers go out with her, Lindsey Francis and Laura Heiser. And the Rustlers get the best of that exchange. Courtney Barlow picks herself up. She'll have to go back in the pack, and maybe she can catch up from behind, although it sure doesn't look like it right now. The Rustlers weren't much last year, Hawk, but this year they put together a solid team, and even if they don't win this Wild West shootout, they're going to be enforced this season.
Well, and Laura Heiser's got fantastic speed. Lindsey Francis, the Golden Girl, came over from the Sundogs, adds both blocking and jamming potential. And speaking of blocking and jamming, we've got Karen Magnuson cleaning out the jammer unit for the Texas Rustlers, finishes it off with the Texas Bulldog.
Well, there's nothing worse than to go down face first, and that's what Lindsey Francis just did.
Karen Magnuson's the captain. A lot of the New York faithful down here rooting. They got a lot to root here early. And Lindsey Francis, she's been taking her lumps in recent weeks. The battle between her and Denise Lowden. Well, seems like Karen Magnuson has taken a page out of her playbook.
And that book is a good night story for Lindsey Francis right now. 99. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Las Vegas, everybody. It's the Enforcers leading the Rustlers by a 3-2 score here early in the game. Lindsey Francis gets a nice whip, and out she goes as she tried to catch up on the jam with number 18 of the New York Enforcers, and that is Christine Cosson. Lindsey Francis considers herself the Golden Girl, the Queen of the Roller Derby, and any other superlative you want to put on top of her. And that's a pretty good move. Maybe she is the Queen of the Roller Derby.
Well, she took down Christine Cosson in pretty quick order. She got taken down herself by Karen Magnuson on that last one. She says, I'm coming back, people. Now she's scoring points. Wow.
She is scoring points, and if you want to look down, she's the only one out there that doesn't have black skates on. Look at her go. They look silver, but I think they're gold. As Lindsey Francis whacks Janet Abraham and picks up another point. Falls off the jam. Abraham won't like that, I have a feeling. Looks like I was right.
Well, I'm kind of partial to that view of Lindsey Francis right there at the end. Thank you, Janet. But Janet Abraham, Lindsey Francis going at it. I don't know if Lindsey Francis wants to start that battle.
Well, you saw Lindsey give Janet Abraham a shot in the face, and she wound up over the rail for her troubles. 5-3, the Rustlers have the early lead here in the first skating period. The women on the track, and there she goes again. Lindsey Francis is going to do it all herself today, apparently. Christine Kosten goes out to challenge her once again, and the result is the same. Francis is out there by herself one more time.
Well, and she's taking a page out of Denise Loden's playbook. Denise Loden, we all know, she's a blocker, she's a jammer, she's all around, if not the best, one of the best women in the World Skating League. Well, right now you're seeing a pretty full playbook of Lindsey Francis, the Golden Girl, but look out, Lindsey.
Abraham goes back to block. She pinwheeled her arm. She said, come on, I remember you from the last jam. Only this time I'm going to stop you. Lindsey Francis trying to pick up for Talisa Miller, who is out with an injury. And Janet Abraham sends Lindsey Francis into the infield and then flexes her muscles. I don't think she's done quite yet.
No, don't do it, Janet. Don't do it. And you hit the nail on the head. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the absence of Teak Miller.
Get up there.
Lindsey Francis is shaken up again. She's been out on almost every jam, and this one ended in a bad way for her.
Well, we like to tease Janet Abraham, and she's such a good sport about it. But right there, you saw some great finesse as she pivoted around, had the wherewithal to find Lindsey Francis, the little crafty jammer, turns around, knocks her on her rear end. These guys are just superb athletes, Rory. Kind of like you and me.
Right, 6-3, the Rustlers lead it. And out there now for the New York Enforcers is Lauren Adams in the black leather.
That just always cracks me up.
You like that, I know. So do I. That's a nice looking outfit, I'll tell you. Laura Heiser for the Rustlers, though, gets the better of her. Maybe the regulation uniform works better. Laura Heiser now approaching the back of the pack, and Magnuson slipped and fell. She trips Heiser as well. They both went down, but that was at least one Rustler point. They both get right back up and do battle again. Courtney Barlow gets past. Laura Heiser having a big jam here for the Rustlers as they have a great first period. 4 more Texas points. She's number 15, and she gets a little shove in the back from her teammate Lauren Adams to say, go ahead, Adrian, get on out there.
Well, she almost looks like she could ride in Janet Abraham's pocket.
Janet Abraham's going to give her a whip. I hope she doesn't whip her out of the state.
Right up into our lap if she throws her too hard.
There they go. Whoop, she did throw her too hard. Adrian Medrano slips and falls down, and that leaves the Texas Rustlers with the only jammer. And guess who it is? It's Laura Heiser once again.
Well, Laura Heiser, I talked to her this week, Rory, and she had said, look, I'm a great player. Sometimes I know I don't come to play all the time, but with the absence of Teak Miller, she has promised her teammates, and she promised me that we are really going to see a more aggressive Laura Heiser, and that is exactly what she's delivering right now.
Karen Magnuson stops her, and Karen Magnuson puts her down. Whoa! Karen Magnuson just dispensed of Laura Heiser.
Karen Magnuson taking her helmet off. You know, I see the expression of Karen Magnuson. You never can tell if she's mad or happy. But Laura Heiser, you talk about mad or happy, I think Laura Heiser's going to have the cobwebs cleaned out.
The men coming up next while they take a break to clean out those cobwebs. The women will go to the bench. Brian Gamble and the G-Force of the Texas Rustlers going against your favorite skater and mine, Mark D'Amato of the New York Enforcers. Texas leads at 10-3. We've lined up 3 Gs there with Broadway Danny.
What a transformation from last place last season to 1 game away from going to the finals. I'm here with the G-Force. Brian Gamble, I got to ask you, your feelings about going against your ex-team, the New York Enforcers?
Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you what, it's good to get some respect out of you
for once. And I'll tell you what, G-Force has brought this team together, and we are ready to bring it to the New York Forces. They don't think we don't know what's going on. I know that team, the 5-borough lineup, is old, and they're over without me. You watch and see what happens, brother.
Well, he'll get his chance. Brian Gamble. We've been talking about it. Former part of that 5-borough lineup. His accent doesn't quite fit in down there in Texas, but his play sure is a welcome addition to that lineup. And Mark D'Amato, I don't know what we can say about this guy we haven't already said. He's mean, he's ugly, he's a leader. He gets it done. And now he has his own entrance at the beginning of the game. He's got it all.
Indeed he does, and there he is. He's talking even when nobody's listening. How about that? Second period about to get underway, and here we go. The first jam of the second period, the men on the track, and for the Enforcers, number 16, Fred Eichhorn, is double-teamed. The Rustlers get Chris Cheadle and Brian Gallagher out on the jam. 2 Rustlers and 1 Enforcer, and now 2 Rustlers and 0 Enforcers, as Eichhorn got sent over the rail in a big way.
And watch the G-Force, Rory. They're going after Mark D'Amato. They are just beating him down and sending him right to the infield.
They went right after him. They didn't wait 1 second. They said, "Where's D'Amato? Let's go get him." And Mark says, "I'm right here, baby. You want some more of this?"
Well, tell me when you're in a bar fight, you go after the 2 big guns, knock them out, knock them down, and nobody will mess with you. When you see them go after the jammer, Fred Eichhorn, and then they beat on the big fish, Mark D'Amato.
But they are going after D'Amato. That is Brian Gamble, 46, and the Gator boy, David Glennie. Mark D'Amato, hey, my brother, these guys can pack a wallop themselves, my friend.
I guess they didn't vote for D'Amato in that election, huh? They're not voting for him right now. Rocky Bowman missed the kick. And for the Rustlers, it's number 44, Brian Gallagher. He's out there on the jam. Already leading at 14-3. Uh-oh, there's Big Tim Washington. He still has the caution stickers on his arms. He could put the entire phone book on his arms. But now he is down, and he is out for the moment. No scoring on the jam, but they set Washington up. However, they're going to get Glennie for holding on this play. You'll see him grab Washington and just throw him down.
David Glennie, the Gator boy, the red locks flowing. That's a big alligator, though. I don't know if he wants to pick a fight with that guy, as Laura Heiser mugs for the camera.
She's feeling better, obviously, smiling for the camera, cheering her team on, and happy about the 14-3 Rustler lead here in the second period of this Wild West shootout game. Boy, these teams have really brought everything down here to Las Vegas. Every single one of them could possibly had a chance to win it. They've played terrific. And right now, the Enforcers trying to get back in here with John Morrissey, and D'Amato gets to the back of the pack to help him out. D'Amato says, "Follow me, John, I'll lead the way," and that's what he's doing. He says, "You don't want to vote for me? Don't worry about it." And D'Amato celebrates as the Rustlers try to pick themselves up off the floor. That won't help.
You're right. That's the way. That's a Mark D'Amato celebration. You go beat somebody up. I think up on the Upper East Side, he goes out on Saturday and looks to pick a fight. Well, he's picking a fight right now. That's Brian Gamble. We talked about it. Brian Gamble, formerly of the 5-borough lineup.
Don't mess with Texas, I guess, huh?
You're going to find it. Get in there.
Mark D'Amato being directly to a very comfortable, familiar position for him, the penalty box.
Get in the box.
Yeah, he left a couple of his favorite magazines over there
I
from
got a
last
correction
game.
on the last play. There were 3 black points. 3 black points prior to the penalty. 1 jam penalty on D'Amato for fighting.
Well, Mark D'Amato's in his familiar situation, sitting in the penalty box and brooding.
Look at
14-6.
Look at the eyes of that man. What goes on between those ears, Rory? If I ever knew that, I'm in big trouble.
Boy, I'd hate to be a mind reader looking at him. You'd almost want to kill yourself. 14-6, the Rustlers have the lead, and now they have the only jammer out. That's number 43, Marcus Abrera. Terrific speed with this guy. And when he gets to the back of the pack, he's going to be speedy, but he's going to be slowed down by Big Tim Washington. Washington sends a right elbow into the midsection, and now one up high. Says, "Come on, you want some more of this?" And Abrera says, "Well, all right. How about that? How about we give you some of that, Tim Washington?"
And this is 2 times in a row. David Glennie has got the best of Tim Washington. No points. Cabrera passed on the infield.
Well, David Glennie knocking Washington down. If you put a order of French fries in an alligator's mouth, Glennie'd reach in and pull him out. So against Washington, he's able to knock him down and take him out of the play.
Well, this is very similar to what happened to Janet Abraham in the first half. Tim Washington got preoccupied, as did Janet. Janet was taken down, came back with a vengeance. Let's see if Big Tim Washington can now pick up the pace. And that's one alligator I wouldn't want to get ticked off there, my friend.
Wow. Ryan Gallagher and Rocky Bowman out of the jam now. 14-6, the Rustlers have the lead. Bowman in the black for the Enforcers. Gallagher, number 44 for the Rustlers as they go head-to-head out here on the jam, one-on-one. One jammer for each side of the hip check takes care of Gallagher. Gallagher takes care of the Enforcer jammer, Rocky Bowman, and now Gallagher comes up on Mark D'Amato. And back to assist him is Brian Gamble. Will he be able to take D'Amato out? Yes. Wow. D'Amato on those quad skates goes down. They call the jam off with 1 point, but D'Amato is fit to be tied. And there he is, just sitting there looking around thinking, what's happening in this game? And that's what's happening right now to Mark D'Amato. He doesn't like it. Halftime coming up. We'll have a look at some highlights. Stay with us.
Get ready for this week's Roller Jam.
We're gonna kick some serious ass.
Denise broke his heart. Now he's ready to break some hot dice face.
Oh, Daddy!
The Quince, the Hot Dice Roller Jam. Next Friday at 9, 8 Central on TNN.
With all of this union business, maybe it's affecting him on the track tonight. And there is Kenneth Logue, the general manager of the league, coming in, flanked by security men. Broadway Danny Wolf down there on the infield as Logue comes in. And Broadway, you have Kenneth Logue with you right now.
What? You're not supposed to be here. When did you resurface? I was looking for you the whole first half. Where were you hiding, Logue?
This is none of your business, Daniel. I'm here this evening to clear up a misperception about who exactly is in charge of the World Skating League. In spite of what Mark D'Amato has been telling everybody, and in spite of his personal threats against me, Mark D'Amato is in charge of nothing except his silly little union, which will never accomplish anything except to make him richer from the money he steals from the union pension fund. This is still my league, it's my game, and I am the man. You stay away from me, you sociopathic freak. What? This is my game, and I have a restraining order here keeping you away from me while I accomplish the rest of my mission, which is to clean the filth out of this league from top to bottom. And while I'm here, I want Mr. D'Amato to hear from the fans about how we feel about this game. I want him to hear that we don't want any part of his kind of roller jam anymore. We don't want any more of the senseless violence and the fights and the bloodshed and the mayhem. And we really don't want any more of the sex, do we?
Yes, we do.
We don't want any more of the half-naked ladies skating around on this track. We don't want any more of the slutty behavior, do we? Do we? Is that what you want?
Sounds like they do.
Is that what you really want? Well, then I pity all of you. And I'm not even talking to the rest of you anymore. I'm talking to the fans at home watching on television. I want you to write me at the league office in Knoxville or over the internet at rollerjam.com, and you tell D'Amato what America thinks about this game. Good night.
Oh, I think we've heard enough. What are you handing him? I think we've heard enough out of Ken. Oh, what are you ripping it up, D'Amato? I think we've heard enough out of Kenneth Logue. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
All right, thank you, Broadway. Wow, what a appearance by Kenneth Logue III, the general manager of the league. He's had about enough, I guess, of Mark D'Amato and what he called slutty behavior on the track. He'd like to eliminate that.
Well, I don't know what this guy's thinking. This show is what it is because the fans love. You heard him. He said, do you want this kind of stuff? They said, absolutely. I don't know where Logue is going. I don't know what the heck he handed D'Amato, but he's left the building. And I don't know how much longer that Commissioner Jerry Seltzer is going to allow this guy to affect the league, because I think, as most people do, it's a negative.
It may have been, and probably was, a restraining order to keep D'Amato away from Logue, since D'Amato's already decked him once. However, right now, D'Amato's team is getting decked in this Wild West shootout.
And this is a mugging right here. Mark D'Amato, usually he's the one that I guess is responsible, more proactive in the involvement and punishment. But Tim Washington, Mark D'Amato, his G-Force came prepared. I mean, it was like boom, 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 one after the other. And Mark D'Amato in an unaccustomed position. But Karen Magnuson, if the men were a down spot for the New York fans, the women were the high spot, Rory.
That's no way to treat a roller derby queen, which Lindsey Francis would like to be. With more on that, let's go to Julie Lynch.
Thanks, guys. Kenneth Logue III has been determined to make the WSL more like the roller derby of the past. Though much of Roller Jam is based on this sport of the golden era, some of the traditions have gone by the wayside. That's why Mr. Logue has resurrected the Roller Derby Queen competition.
We're going to be reintroducing, a great old roller derby tradition, which is the Roller Derby Queen.
5 finalists have been elected for a shot at becoming Roller Jam's first Roller Derby Queen. Quake jammer Amy Craig Speed is second to none, but her skating isn't her only exhilarating attribute. Sundog Denise Loden is the best all-around woman skater, and she's got spunk.
I have looks and intelligence. All they have are fake features and low IQs.
Former model Suzanne Chalene has a look that struck a chord with the voters. Then there's the gorgeous Golden Girl Lindsey Francis, who in Texas has exploded into a star. Already voted as one of the sexiest women on TV, Quake's Stacey Blitch is always confident in her abilities.
I will be Roller Jam Queen, not Roller Derby Queen, Roller Jam Queen. It's my vision and my dream.
There's only one crown. Maybe they should just fight for it.
Thanks a lot, Julie, and would you call them D'Amato supporters? I don't know about that. Well, we're going into the second half. The third quarter about to get started. Lindsey Francis and the Texas Rustlers. Maybe she will be Roller Derby Queen. Karen Magnuson, though, is trying to deny her victory tonight. We'll see what happens. Stay with us. Period 3 coming up. Welcome back, and here's some good news. The women are on the track. Well, right now, the Enforcers are trailing this game, 15-6. The loser is out of this Wild West shootout.
Look at little number 15. Adrian Medrano goes after Laura Heiser.
And the result is Adrian Medrano gets knocked down, and Laura Heiser's out of the jam by herself.
That's definitely bringing a knife to a gunfight. Little Adrian Medrano goes and tries to pack a wallop onto Laura Heiser, who has her outweighed by about 200 pounds.
Well, I don't think she has her outweighed by 200, or else Laura Heiser's going to be mad at you, Hawk. There she is scoring points, though, for the Texas Rustlers. She goes inside to get another one and calls the jam off before Medrano can catch up from the back of the pack, and soon enough to pick up 2 more points. Texas is dominating, 17-6.
This is not the Laura Heiser we're used to seeing, but a great job. And also we got to see a good shot of Lindsey Francis, the Golden Girl, do a little blocking.
Lindsey Francis and Laura Heiser really carrying the ball tonight for the Texas Rustlers. And out of the jam now, that is Melinda Morgan for the Rustlers. As the Rustlers lead this game 17-6. Magnuson gets out there for the New York Enforcers, and joining in with the Rustlers is Amy Becker, so they have Magnuson outnumbered 2-on-1. But that doesn't always matter because Magnuson is tough as nails, and now it's 1-on-1. Let's see if it's 1-on-none. Yep. Karen Magnuson's a spark plug for this team, and with an assist from the pack, she's going by and picking up a lot of points. Lindsey Francis tries to stay on her feet. Magnuson wants her too, and Abraham takes down Lindsey Francis.
And she laughed when they were off the track, Rory. Those are always points. Doesn't matter if they're a jammer or a blocker. 5 points awarded. And Lindsey Francis, I don't know where you think you're going.
Well, she's going after Janet Abraham, and the referee has the good sense to put a stop to that. I'll tell you one thing that happened. That jam got the Enforcers 5 points. They're right back in this game as Karen Magnuson did a tremendous job on that jam, and Abraham supplies the muscle. There goes Courtney Barlow. She's out for the New York Enforcers. She's been quiet in tonight's game. Not so Laura Heiser, who's out there with her. Laura Heiser and Courtney Barlow together on the jam with a 17-11 Rustler lead here in the third period of this game. And Heiser's out. And now it's Courtney Barlow and Lauren Adams.
And Courtney Barlow and Lauren Adams have been making up for the loss of Heather Gunnan, and they have really come to play the last couple months. And now we're seeing a pull away by the Texas Wrestlers. I don't know, these girls are fast, Rory.
All coming of terrific skaters here for the Enforcers, and so far they've got 2. Here's a whip to try and get them all. Courtney Barlow and Lauren Adams with 3 more to pass if they can do it. They're not able to do it, but they each picked up 2 points. So the pull away was 3/5 successful, I guess.
And a little yippee-ki-yay from Lindsey Francis, but Carrie Johnston, we talked about her having to pick up the slack for an injured Tink Miller. Well, if there's some slack to be seen, she went down, but Lindsey Francis, I don't think she likes leather, Rory.
They got Carrie Johnston twice, a total of 6 points. The Wild West shootout coming down near the finals. Whoever loses this one is gone. The women on the track, and Lindsey Francis gets out there again for the Texas Wrestlers. Christine Cosson of the Enforcers is right with her. Lindsey Francis glances over her shoulder like she's looking in the rearview mirror and says, "Where is that Cosson? I want to get rid of her."
Oh, and Lindsey Francis really coming on here. She realizes it's late in the game. She needs to step up, Rory.
She did it right there. She took Cosson out. But Lindsey Francis is now facing a triple threat in the back of the pack for the Enforcers. Can she get through? I don't know. Janet Abraham is in the middle. Karen Magnuson on the inside and April Tootle on the outside. It's not going to be easy, is it? Francis will try it again. No luck. Like Breaky trying to break through a locked gate. She couldn't do it.
Well, they call them the Sisters of Suffering. A lot of suffering going on. Lindsey Francis, I don't know how often she gets to New York from Texas, but right there she saw firsthand the Sister of Suffering, and it was ugly.
Give her credit for trying. She just couldn't get by that triple block. When you have Abraham in the middle, well, you've got something that's tough to get through.
Well, we have a little bit of a different dynamic for the Sisters of Suffering, but right there it's good old-fashioned Sister of Suffering. April Tootle, Karen Magnuson, Janet Abraham. These guys are really putting it all together as we go into the Wild West shootout. Remember, folks, losers go home, winners go on.
Tied at 17. Courtney Barlow for the Enforcers, Laura Heiser for the Rustlers. This has been quite a game, just like we thought it would be, the Wild West shootout. Courtney Barlow tried to take Heiser down, couldn't do it. Now Heiser's on the inside, and she rips Barlow out of the play. Janet Abraham says, "Come on, I've seen you before tonight." Laura Heiser's been out on a lot of jams, and Abraham's job is to stop her from scoring. If she can get by, she scores a point. Every Enforcer she passes, she would score a point, but you have to get by the first one first. And Lindsey Francis helps her out with a little block, taking her legs out from underneath her.
Well, Janet Abraham, this is similar to what happened in the first half. She almost got caught napping. Laura Heiser, you see her occupy Janet Abraham. And I don't know who got the worst of that punch.
I can't blame anybody who cast their vote for this gal. She's terrific. Lindsey Francis of the Texas Rustlers helping her team take the lead, 18-17 at the end of 3 periods.
She backed up her little personal campaign with some great play here at the end.
The men are next. The G-Force of the Texas Rustlers going against the strength and brute force of the Enforcers. Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington will have a say in the outcome of this game. We'll be back to Vegas in a minute. Back in Las Vegas, where Mark D'Amato mentally prepares for the final period. You wonder what's going through his mind. I wonder what goes through his mind all the time, though. I'd rather not think about it too much. 18-17, the Rustlers have the lead in the first jam of the final period is underway. For the Texas Rustlers, Craig Fisher's out there. And Fred Eichhorn goes right with him for the Enforcers. Now Eichhorn. Oh, great move by Eichhorn. And now Eichhorn's by himself. Until he gets to the back of the pack where he's greeted rudely by Brian Gamble. Tim Washington comes back, edging back in the pack, nodding his head. I think he has something in mind here to help his champ score a point. He does have something in mind.
No, don't do it, Mr. Washington.
Gamble's trying to stop him from doing it, but it didn't work, did it?
Brian Gamble, we talked about him wanting to make a case for himself. And where are these guys going?
They're going to get a chair, and it's not to sit in, I don't think. Maybe it is. They sit him down. Oh, man, the booth. Look at him work Brian Gamble over. Don't swing that chair, D'Amato. Oh, no.
And Brian Gamble said he wanted to show his old teammates.
That's it, Washington, get over there.
I don't want to know what's going through his mind anymore. Washington, destructive. Gamble checking his teeth. Do I have them all?
And here you see the end of the whole nightmare for Brian Gamble. Sean Corbin, the referee, I don't blame him. He says, hey, I'm out of here, man. This ain't part of my job description. And the coup de grace, Big Tim Washington, 2 tons of fun. Hey, Brian Gamble, he might have left New York.
That's 270 pounds of solid muscle mass landing on top of him. And there's D'Amato. He says, where'd I put my magazines? It's 18-17. The Rustlers have the 1-point lead still here in the final period of this Wild West shootout. Marcus Abrera is out there for the Texas Rustlers, number 43. Trying to go out on the jam and compete with John Morrissey. Didn't work out for Marcus this time. Morrissey takes him down and comes and approaches the back of the pack.
Well, and if Gamble's out, Rory, these Texas Rustlers are in big trouble. He's still down on the sidelines trying to pull out the cobwebs.
The G-Force, David Gleddy back there to block. Gleddy doing a good job at the back of the pack until now.
That's the Angel of Death.
Oh, man, look at him right in his face. Rocky Bowman gets right in Gleddy's face. And look at Washington. Look at Washington.
Tim Washington is just wreaking havoc. This is what Kenneth Lowe.
You're going to find your ass on a one-way trip out of here. Don't you touch me again. You know better. Get moving. Get moving. Caution to you, too.
Tim Washington giving Sean Corbin a little bit of a spelling bee.
Let's go.
One thing you don't want to do, it's rough up the referee. Washington wouldn't want to cost his team the game by being out of there. But now the Enforcers lead 19-18.
Well, and this is they call it the Angel of Death in general right there. They call it the Rock when it's Rocky Bowman. Tim Washington throws his teammate, throws Marcus Abrera, throws a punch, throws the ref. He threw a bench earlier. I just hope he doesn't know where we are, Rory. He's going to come up and start throwing us around here pretty soon.
He can pick us both up in one hand, that guy. 19-18, the Enforcers have the lead here in the final period of the play. And moving in again is Rocky Bowman of the Enforcers. He comes square face-to-face with Craig Fisher. Look at Washington. He just lurks around the back of that pack, waiting to wreak some havoc of some kind. He almost tripped and fell. That time goes into the infield, comes back out, and he's setting up. He's setting up to help his jammer.
Uh-oh. That's the Eliminator. That's the first time we've seen the Eliminator this year. And that's David Gleddy. They call him the G-Force. Gamble a couple jams ago got the chair. David Gleddy gets the Eliminator. Mark D'Amato gets a little satisfaction. And not the hometown crowd, but the Nevada crowd gets a lot of excitement.
Look at Mark D'Amato skating around as the fans cheer. Watch this. Boy, D'Amato just sends him flying.
And the always alert Mark D'Amato knows he can't skate the opposite direction. He lays in wait. He looks like a big shark waiting for his prey. He casts out the fish net. It's the Eliminator.
It's 20-18 Enforcers. With about a minute and a half to go in the game, the New York Enforcers lead the Texas Rustlers 20-18 in this Wild West shootout game. The winner of which moves into the finals of the Wild West shootout. Wouldn't it be something if the Texas Rustlers, who last year couldn't beat anybody, were to make it into the finals of this Wild West shootout? But they have the Enforcers in front of them. And right now for the Enforcers, John Morrissey out of the jam. Can he keep his feet? No. He gets taken down by number 46, Brian Gamble, and the G-Force trying to win it for the Rustlers.
Well, good news for the Rustlers. Not only do they have Brian Gamble back out in the jam, but he seems to have shook off those pieces of chair that Mark D'Amato tried to embed in his back. And also, Gator Boy Gleddy of the G-Force is back in there too. These Rustlers are fully manned here going into the closing moments. But look out!
D'Amato and Washington gang up.
The King Kong! That's the King Kong!
You call it a King Kong, I call it an open field tackle. He knocked him down at the 40-yard line.
Well, in these New York Enforcers, the 5-borough lineup, they brought some of these moves out of mothballs. We saw the Eliminator from Mark D'Amato, and only but a goodie. And now right here, Mark D'Amato feinting a bulldog
to see the King Kong. He saw Tim Washington develop it. Now he saw it.
That came out of Vince Lombardi's playbook. Tim Washington. Now, is there time for one more jam? Yes, there is. One last jam in this game. The loser of this game is out of this Wild West shootout. The winners of the finals. And out of the track goes the wrestler, Jammer, and all by himself now. Fred Eichhorn for the New York Enforcers. The Enforcers lead by 2, so if Eichhorn can score anything and keep the Rustlers off the scoreboard, the Enforcers would win it. But with 30 seconds left on the jam, emerging now from the back of the pack, trying to catch up, Ryan Gallagher for the Rustlers. Let's see if Eichhorn can get through the double defense of the Rustlers. 17 seconds left on the jam. A 2-point game. The Enforcers have the lead. Oh, there's Washington and D'Amato doing it again. Washington and D'Amato taking out the pack, and number 16, Fred Eichhorn, scored the points. The New York Enforcers win the game.
And a little more remodeling from Tim Washington. We saw it earlier taking that bench apart. Now he took the track apart. He's trying to take David Glennie apart. No! Oh my gosh!
Look at D'Amato jump in there. And now you talk about getting railed. That's a bad way to get railed right there, to have somebody drop it on top of you.
Well, between Tim Washington and Sean Atkinson, we're putting our crew guys overtime, trying to build back the arena every night. That's a tough way to go.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest ways to go there is. Look at that. Broadway Danny Wolf is in a circle of New York Enforcers.
A circus.
All right, I'm here with the new and improved 5-borough lineup. What a tremendous victory. You guys are in the finals versus the winner of the Hot Dice Quakes game. Let me ask you first, Mark D'Amato, the comments made at halftime by Kenneth Logue III. Respond to him.
You know what? This Logue means nothing to me. It's very funny for a man that was suspended. I'm dominating this tournament.
And how about the trophy? He's threatened to suspend you. Fine. He said you won't skate for the trophy.
And when I win that trophy, I'm sticking it straight up his...
And let me turn to Tim Washington. Tim, you laid a monstrous, big, nasty beating all over the body of Brian.
Big and nasty, and you better take caution when you come up against me, baby, because I got Mark D'Amato on my side, and he's the commissioner, and I can do whatever I want.
Oh, my. Those are the words of the New York Enforcers. They're in the finals versus the winner of the Hot Dice Quakes game. Last time they were in a final, they lost to the Quakes. Let's see what happens. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
And Tim Washington, big words. I tell you, will he be able to continue his reign of terror with that man here in the World Skating League? Or will Kenneth Logue be able to wrestle away control, Rory?
We'll have to find out, because the Enforcers will face